Yo, what is up, guys? ShinobiEevee back again with another video for you guys. Now, today we're going to be talking about the SAO Progressive movie, my thoughts and opinions on it, and my recommendations about it. But without further ado, if you guys do enjoy this content, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and get straight into this.
昔の俺を見てるようだな。まったくだ。一丁教えてやろうぜ。俺は今この世に
Alright, so let's go ahead and get straight into this. So, let's just start out with the characters first. As far as characters go, I like the introduction of Mito. Even though she wasn't in the progressive manga, I really like her introduction. I like how they did her character. I also like what they did with Asuna, and since the story is based around how Asuna got into SAO, you know, how she got as strong as she was, everything like that, that was pretty nice to do. And I'm glad they showed that off, though it was kind of drug out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, for those of you guys who haven't watched the movie yet. Progressive starts out pretty slow at first before it starts getting into the grind and into the game, so it does start out pretty slow, but it does it in a way where it's like it's funny sometimes. So it's funny, you know, you get to kind of see the backstory of Asuna with her family. You get to see what Mito is, who she's basically a tomboy at this point, which makes it even better. She's basically a tomboy who is really smart, acts like she's basically, you know, this, you know, perfect student and everything like that, which she is. She's got higher scores than Asuna in the school and everything like that, but she's at the real part, she's a gamer at heart, and I really love the relationship they get between those two, and it comes from some pretty heartfelt moments. Another thing, Kirito, I kind of like how they focus more on Asuna in the story, because that is based on her story, but at the same time, you do see Kirito a lot more in the manga than you do in the movie. In fact, I think it was a good minute before you actually saw Kirito in the entire movie. In fact, I don't know, it was probably a good hour and a half in the movie before you actually see him, and even then, you really don't see him much outside of the boss fight with Asuna, and you know, with that's pretty much it. You know, he introduces himself and everything like that in a good way, but other than that, you don't really see him that much. So I guess the one thing that could be improved is them actually giving Kirito a little more screen time. But at the same time, when he was on screen, they kind of did his character really well. He's kind of actually more developed than he was in the original SAO, at least before Outstation, World Underworld. They do a pretty good job of actually giving Kirito some character and everything like that, and showing that he's not completely overpowered, which was kind of a problem with the original SAO, if you ask me, because they introduced Asuna and Kirito, and they were just already instantly, you know, just completely busted for no reason, whereas in the movie, they're not, you know, completely OP. They still can get knocked around and everything like that, which is a really good plus, because it shows that even though there's, you know, the main characters, they can still get knocked around, and they need help from the side characters, which was a really, you know, really nice thing, because they got to show, you know, Asuna and Kirito, as far as screen time, kind of had pretty much about the same screen time, if not Asuna and Mito having more, in my opinion. So that was really nice, because give Kirito some more screen time. And as far as Klein, Agil, Elizabeth, and Silka, they kind of show them briefly. Agil is the only one who really shows up for the most part, due to obviously, you know, the boss fight. But other than that, you don't really see him much. And obviously, Sinon's not going to be in there because we're talking about Aincrad, so they haven't met Sinon yet. So, other than that, you know, character-wise, I like how they did the characters and, you know, how they introduced them and their backstories. You know, one thing I did note is when Kirito met Asuna, they were talking about the beta testers and everything like that. Kirito kind of, you know, shows a little bit of guilt because, you know, how there was rumors about beta testers leaving the players, and he kind of blames himself a little bit for what happened, which kind of goes and plays into, you know, the guilt he kind of felt later on in the original SAO with what happened between him and the pretty much killer group that he went against. So it kind of shows some guilt with that. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the characters. The story, they pretty much did really well. It's not exactly the same as the manga, but they pretty much kind of stuck to the manga in the most part. They even included some of the funny moments, like how Asuna figured out that Kirito had a bath and everything like that. That was funny as hell. It's freaking. Other than that, though, like they did that pretty well. I really enjoyed, in my opinion, one of my favorite moments was, of course, the boss fight and how they did the choreography for that. Really, really good. And speaking of choreography, the fight scenes that they did have, though there was very few of them outside of the boss fight, were really well. I like how the Mito has a scythe, especially since I didn't even know they had scythes in Sword Art Online. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. So, kind of interesting. I hope that they actually add a scythe into this game that I'm playing right now. If they do that, that'd be nice, because I don't actually want to see that. They did add a spear already, so anything is possible at this point. Like, I still got hope for the fact that they can get a scythe. They even added Mito's character into the mobile game. They call it Sword Online Rising Steel Endpoint, and now it's Sword Online Unleash Bleeding, and they even got a new trailer for it, which was really nice. So that game is pretty fun, and I cannot hop on this block. What? There we go. I cannot hop on this block to save my life. But I like how they're introducing that, and hopefully, because they put Moon Cradle in there as well. Hopefully, they actually make a Moon Cradle part for the anime. That'd be pretty nice. We can kind of see some stuff from that. I do hear that they're going to be introducing the Nerf gear next year, which is going to be pretty sweet, and they're also introducing the second part of the movie that we watched. So they're introducing the second part of, Progressive in Japan. So that's going to be a new movie that they're focusing on next year. So I'm pretty interested in that. And that's going to be nice. So as SL fans, we're going to have a lot of content coming. Another thing is, as far as the movie is concerned, it actually was, top of the box office in Japan, which was really nice to hear. And on top of that, animation quality it's been doing pretty good for SAO so far. It's been doing pretty well. In fact, with this movie in particular, then it kind of reminds me of Almost Scale in a bit, and End of Alicization and War of Wonderworld. That's what the animation reminds me of, because they did really well with the animation there. It looks nice. The sound effects for the sword skills sound really nice. Another thing I kind of want to give a movie props for it, if not, there's like a lot of props I can give this movie. The fact that the game, compared to an original SAO, the first season, it actually feels like, people are actually dying in that game. Like, you can feel the hits and stuff like that when they get hit by that. In fact, honestly, when I watched the movie, spoilers before I say this, I thought that Mito was going to die for a second. Like, I really thought she was going to die. I was going to be mad, bro. I was like, bro, do not kill off the new waifu already, bro. We just got her in here. Anyway, I'm so glad she didn't die, and I love the team attack they did during the, end boss fight. It was really nice to see, but other than that, like, I enjoyed it so much. I like how, you could feel it, you feel the danger in there, so, it was really nice to see that they put a lot of detail into that. But without further ado, that's pretty much my review for the movie, in my opinion. It was really good, 10 out of 10, in my opinion. One of the best movies I've seen this year, and you know how long it's been since I've gone to a movie theater to actually go and watch a movie. Like, it's been such a long time since I've done that. And, as you can see, I'm putting it on screen now. You can kind of see my experience. I went to the IMAX theater in Linwood, if you all know where that is. If you live in Washington, you know where Linwood is, and they had an IMAX theater in there. So I went there to go watch the movie, and it was really fun. Really, really fun to watch. And I just can't wait to see what the future of SAO's got for us, because they're starting to finally get the movie, they got the movie coming out. They got another movie coming out in Japan soon. You got freaking Moon Cradle that they're working on right now. You got the freaking headset that they're getting ready. So we're probably gonna get some Nerf gear next year, which is funny because next year technically is when SAO was introduced. So we got some high hopes for SAO next year. But without further ado, I want to know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching, and this is gonna be ShinobiEevee signing out.